Hi, welcome to the Baer Essentials Learning Lab, where you can learn a new term every day. Today's term is ולטעמיך. ולטעמיך means, and according to your reasoning. It's related to the word taima, which means reason, as in the expression, my taima, what's the reason? The word ולטעמיך is used in the following situation. Let's say there's an argument between two people, and the first person is trying to disprove the second person with a challenge question. The second person responds, ולטעמיך, according to your reasoning. The reasoning that you just used to knock me out, I could use that same reasoning to knock you out, and therefore obviously you can't be knocking me out with it, because you'd be knocked out as well. It could also be used in a situation where we have a question: do we look at something as A or as B? And we try to prove that B is wrong using a certain logic. The Gemara might respond, that's not a good knockout, because ולטעמיך, according to your reasoning, you can knock out A with the same reasoning. So once both sides can be knocked out with the same reasoning, obviously it shows there's some flaw in the knockout. I'm going to show you an example of this from a Gemara in Maseches Brachos. The Gemara has a question. Men are obligated, according to the Torah, in benching. Now women are also obligated to bench. The question is that obligation a Torah obligation, or is it a rabbinic obligation? So the Gemara says there's no source to answer this question. However, the difference in halacha would be whether a woman could bench and thereby have a man fulfill his obligation by listening to her benching. That's called being motzi somebody. So can a woman be motzi a man in benching? If her obligation is the same level as his, that means a Torah obligation, she could. However, if her obligation is a lower level obligation than his, it's only rabbinic, then she can't. Because that's the rule. You can only be motzi somebody in a mitzvah if you have the same level or a higher level obligation than them. So the Gemara tries to answer our original question, whether women are obligated in benching according to the Torah or from the rabbis, by trying to find out whether a woman can be motzi a man in benching. So the Gemara says, Tashma, come and listen, I'll bring you a proof. It says in a brisa, Be'emes amru, which means it's a clear-cut halacha. Ben mevarach la'aviv. A son could bench for his father. Ve'eved mevarach l'rabo. A non-Jewish servant who has the same status as a woman vis-a-vis mitzvos can bench for his master. Ve'isha, and a woman, mevareches l'baila, could bench for her husband. The brisa is not done yet, but at this point it seems very clear that a woman's obligation is from the Torah, because it says a woman could bench for her husband. Now, a man is obligated according to the Torah, so it must be that a woman's obligation is also from the Torah. The brisa continues and says, Ava amru chachamim, but the sages say, Tavo me'era la'adam, a curse should come to a person, she'ishta uvanav mevarchin lo, if his wife or sons bench for him. In other words, if he doesn't know how to bench because he's too lazy to learn how, and he has his wife or sons bench for him, then he should be cursed for his seemingly not caring about the mitzvahs. However, we see that a wife can bench for her husband. The Gemara explains now. It makes sense if you say deoraisa, that a woman's obligation is from the Torah. Why? Because asi deoraisa umapik deoraisa. Then a woman who's obligated according to the Torah can come and be motzi a man who's obligated from the Torah, because they have the same level obligation. Ella, but I amrit derabanan. If you say that a woman's obligation is only rabbinic, asi derabanan umapik doraisa, can someone who's obligated only rabbinically be motzi someone who's obligated according to the Torah? If a woman's obligation is from the rabbis, can she be motzi a man's obligation, which is from the Torah? Obviously not. The fact that the brisa says a woman can be motzi her husband shows that it's a Torah obligation. So the Gemara says, ולטעמיך, which is our term, according to your reasoning. Meaning, what was the whole proof based on? It was based on the idea that someone who's obligated rabbinically cannot be motzi a man who's obligated according to the Torah. But if that's true, kata and bar chayuvahu, is a child who's under bar mitzvah obligated according to the Torah and benching? The Gemara assumes that the brisa which said a son can bench for his father is talking about a child who's under bar mitzvah. Because if he was over bar mitzvah, it would be obvious he could bench for his father. Now, if a katan can be motzi his father, even though the katan is only obligated rabbinically, so a wife could also be obligated rabbinically and somehow be motzi her husband. Now, how is that? The case could be where the father and the husband only ate an amount which would obligate them rabbinically. In other words, they weren't satisfied from their meal, but they ate the size of an olive or an egg, and that would obligate them rabbinically. And therefore, the son who's obligated rabbinically is on the same level as his father. And even if a woman is obligated rabbinically, she could motzi her husband. So at the end of the Gemara, we have him prove in it one way or the other.